Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a little bit around my background, my journey, my experiences, all that led to me now today running my business. And I thought that this could be a nice insight of all my whys and all my life experiences. So I grew up in Hungary, done all my schools in Hungary. I played basketball from a young age to quite a high level, and I always thought that I will have a career in sports, either as an athlete or as a coach or something around that. But it just didn't work out that way. I had a quite serious knee injury and I had to retire. From then on, I kind of thought like potentially coaching won't be really making money for me or any of those jobs that like surrounding it. So it was just not a career choice. And my sister recommended me to start looking into marketing, maybe something I could do around that. I didn't really know what it is. My degree was in economics, which I really hated. I just did it for just to have some sort of university degree. It was 5 years of absolute pain. And I didn't really know what marketing or anything like creative or promotion, advertising, any of these things were. My sister said, like, this is something that is definitely something I could actually learn. And then, yeah, I got into a radio station and started working there. Then went over to a national TV channel that was owned by a Scandinavian company and was kind of like the equivalent of Channel 4, Channel 5 for anybody who is based in the UK. And I had like various marketing roles there. Marketing and production was really fun. And around when I was like 29, I really felt like I really want to try to live abroad. So I actually quit my job. But then Viasat then decided like, okay, why quitting when you could just work for our headquarters? So they actually moved me, or I moved with them to a role here in the UK in London. I originally came thinking I will spend 2 to 3 years, and 18 and a half years later, here I am still. So I spent 6 months in that role that I came to the UK for. And 6 months later, I got a job with Disney where I spent 12 years in various marketing and brand and promotional roles that were essentially like promoting television series, movies, campaigns, and all sorts of really fun stuff. I really loved that job and because it was changing all the time. I was covering different territories, different areas of creative and marketing and branding, and I learned a lot. It was a really hard job and I learned a lot. During this time, halfway through, I've decided, like around year six, which was about 12 years ago now, I've decided that I'm gonna go for a around the world trip. And I got my backpack, I got a year of sabbatical, and I just went around for 12 months. And it was absolutely incredible. It was a life changing experience. I started in South Africa, in Johannesburg, and then spent a couple of months in Africa, traveling up north, like crossing all these magical, beautiful countries. Then went over to China, then Southeast Asia. I then had a kind of a Christmas, New Year stopover in the US to see my friends, and then went Central South America and came back from Brazil. And that was one of the best experiences I've ever had. And it completely changed my life. As you can see on the background on the wall, these are all my own travel photography, which I absolutely love. These are all my pictures from all my travels, and it honestly changed my life and I became a totally different person. And I came back, like had a couple of years still with Disney. I also fell in love with running and then got like very obsessively into running, and originally just like wanted to like run 5K, then went into 10Ks, then a half marathon, then one half marathon, kind of like creeped up to a couple of half marathons. Then somehow at Disney there was a marathon running team that they asked us to kind of run for the London Marathon and then support the charity. So then, okay, I was like, why not? And I got into it, then ran another marathon in Paris, and all of a sudden, I found myself in a quest to run 100 marathons. So I ended up running 40 around the world, and in a couple of the videos, I would love to share more around that, because that was an incredible experience. And actually, I run that many marathons because I once heard that there's less members of 100 marathon club, meaning somebody who's run 100 marathons, than how many people climbed Everest. So I thought, okay, this is a very elite club. I should be part of it. I really want to be part of it. So I ended up running 40 marathons, but then later on my knee just couldn't keep up. So it was a long lasting injury from my days of playing basketball at a high level when I was young, and I had three knee operations, then a fourth one around the 40th marathon when I ran. So I haven't been running to that extent since, but I am still thinking that one day maybe I can recover enough to maybe do a couple of more. And then also my love for traveling never really ceased. I then went back to more trips, not necessarily around the world, but like extended trips in New Zealand, Australia, and then parts of America, driving through America. Also went to climb Kilimanjaro, done a lot of like very elite hiking tracks like Torres del Paine in Chile. I also done Everest Base Camp. So a lot of challenges and a lot of things that put you out of your comfort zone. So I thought that like I'm bringing this background to you to actually show you that like to be an entrepreneur and to run your own business, one of those things that you really, really have to love is to be out of your comfort zone. And I absolutely love it. Honestly, I think I lived most of my life out of my comfort zone, and I couldn't love that more. For me, that means change, that means growth, that means learning, that means like you need to renew yourself, you need to better yourself every single day. And for me, that mentality is everything for being an entrepreneur and running your business. So that part never came alien to me. Learning, however, the actual ins and outs, the infrastructures, and all of that for running the business was more for me a challenge rather than the mindset of I know I need to be in for this for the long haul. I need to be preparing myself like this is again not a sprint, it's a marathon, it's played for the long game. So those things I kind of learned through all of these life experiences I went through. And also that every day is different. Like when you are traveling and then meeting new cultures and meeting new people, you always have to be open minded, and you always have to be open for something new and unexpected to happen. And I think that's also something that really, really helps me with running my business, that mindset, that mentality. So, yes, I will be sharing more around this, and just wanted to kind of like give you a little bit of snippet like how many areas of my life are totally different from one another. So, stick around. If you love these videos that I'm sharing and recording, please subscribe, comment, and like. And I would love to kind of create this community that I'm talking about. So, I'm looking forward to like recording more. Stay tuned. I see you in the next video.